A few days passed. I was getting pretty busy with my part-time job and Project Starlight on the way. I look forward to the times when I could just sit and talk with Saya. That's how my days were going. However, something's not right. It was after school. Like usual, the 6 Stars club members from the nearby schools, plus Hikari, were gathered at my school. Saya hadn't come today, however. She had to stay at her school to help her club's members with her comic.
何がおかしいの?
We're supposed to be dating now, but nothing has changed. Yeah, that's what I was been kind of wondering about. But maybe she expects me to, like, you know, take control of that, to sort of like make something happen, right? Like, she comes into the store every morning, right? And she's like, hey, hi, that's it.
おはよう、つとくん。
Morning, Saya.
朝は冷えるね。
Yeah, it sure is.
ソラミック、もういいわよ。
Yes, ma'am. See you after school.
行きます。
That's
はいよ、いってらっしゃい。
それじゃあ、またね。
That's all. Okay, bye-bye. See you after school. No hug, no kiss, no, you know, holding hand. None of the things that, like, usually, okay, it's still early in our relationship, but something usually happens right after you get into a relationship that you're trying to do something to get closer with each other, to further develop the relationship or something, right? But it just feels like it's the same as always. We're just we're still acting like we're just friends as ever. Like the confession didn't even happen. It's the same thing every morning. We leave the store together, she gets on her bus, and then I ride my bike to school.
いいじゃない。毎朝会うなんて恋人っぽいよ。
Yeah, but like, then what was the whole confession? What's the point of us dating if it's exactly the same as when we're friends, right? Then we might as well just stay friends. Yeah, but we've been doing that every day since long before we were going out.
他には何してるの?
We text back and forth. She comes into the store in the evening and we chat or take Wataru for a walk.
すごく親密でいい感じだと思うけど。
Yeah, but that's what our friendship were like. The thing is, right, if you do the exact same things when you are in a friendship with someone and then you suddenly shift that friendship into a relationship, you expect more to happen, right? You expect to get more out of it because, well, a relationship, I don't want to say you get more out of a relationship than a friendship. That's not necessarily true, but like the expectations and the things that you do with someone in a relationship are very different than with a friendship, right? But if it doesn't feel like we're in a relationship despite the fact that we are. We did all that before too.
なるほど。
And just like our level of closeness should upgrade because our ship thingy, right? From friendship to relationship is also like a level up. So the other thing should have leveled up too, but none of that happened. So it seems like it only happened just like by title. Okay, she's my girlfriend by title, and then nothing else. Hikari seemed to finally grasp the problem. She put her hand on her chin as she began to think.
確かに、アキトとサヤ付き合ってるっぽい感じしないかも。
What is it, Hinami? See, she didn't even notice. She didn't even know. She's like, what? Hinami suddenly stood up in shock.
部長と天の川先輩ってお付き合いしていたんですか?
Well, yeah, but I don't blame you for not noticing. She was completely astonished. It wasn't just her, though.
全然気づかなかった。
I'm sorry, Corona-chan.
全くそうは見えませんでしたね。
Especially, like, obviously you kind of get the feeling that Corona has sort of a childhood crush on us, right? At least that's sort of the feeling that I got. But now it's also that we are dating Saya, which is like, which is her mortal enemy. So Corona's gotta be pretty pissed about this. Everyone stopped what they were doing. Looks of surprise painted across their faces. Was it really that big of a shock? We weren't trying to hide it. Are you all telling me that nobody noticed anything different about us at all? My mood sunk like a rock.
そりゃあまあ付き合う以前から付き合ってんのかよお前らって感じだったしね。毎日会ってたり。
She lives close by.
メッセージし合ったり。
I've known her for a long time. Yeah, like, I understand, right? These are things that, I mean, obviously there are things that you do with friends that you also do with the people you're in a relationship, right? texting someone every single day you don't only do that with the person you're in a relationship with. You can do that with your friends. You can see your friends every single day, right? But it doesn't mean that you're in a relationship with them. So some things obviously you have in common over both relationship slash friendship, right? But like the whole point of it's just something. Yeah, you guys know what I mean, right? Just like there has to be some progress, and it's not happening. Okay, I'll admit that is a kind of a strange thing for friendship, but not necessarily. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're a relationship. But I get what they're getting at, right? We were doing things that could fall under relationship before, like walking arm in arm. That's probably something people who are in a relationship do more than with friendships, but you can totally do it in friendships too. That's fine, I suppose, right? It's just that's a sign of closeness, but it's usually when people see you walking arm in arm with another girl, they always like the natural assumption is like, oh, they're dating, right? It doesn't have to be in our case, and in our case it wasn't, but that's why they partly thought that, right? So we did a lot of things that are both fall under being friends and a friendship, but it also falls under a relationship. But then there are certain things that fall only under relationship that don't fall under friendship in normal cases. And the other things that are only in the relationship category, we haven't done any of those things, and it doesn't seem like we're even working towards that or trying to work towards it. And that's kind of the problem. But yeah, the thing is that they just assumed that we were already dating, and now that we actually are and don't notice any different, they just like, they don't see any difference either, so... She gets tired and looks like she's going to fall. I do that? I wasn't making her do that. She just comes to visit me, right? Aw, I know you're really disappointed, Corona. Yeah, we are. I was pretty sure, at least. I was starting to doubt it myself now, though. Aw, thank you, Hinami. You don't have to get so excited, Hinami. Calm down. Honoka raised her hand nervously. For some reason, she started blushing. Sure, go ahead. Yeah, but in our case, it's really complicated. It's something that goes... Holy shit, what was that? Well, I know what it was. But yeah, it's something that goes back many, many years, and it's pretty complicated. Yeah, I suppose so. What do you mean? That confessions happen? Of course they happen. How else do you think people get together? Yeah, like what? Come on! Wow, is she that innocent? Neither Corona nor Hinami said anything, but the look and the nod they gave each other told me that they agreed. Exactly, it is an embarrassing thing. It is an embarrassing thing to put all your feelings out on the line, to expose yourself to that person so much, to put yourself so vulnerable by, confessing your feelings, knowing that they could possibly say no and hurt you. But indeed, I agree that the fact that you can able to muster up the courage to do that and tell the person that, it's a sign of how much you like them. It sounds so grown up. Oh shit, I'm sorry Hinami, I didn't mean to steal your line. Just a guess. Grind. A good old noogie. That's not how it is, though. A marriage slump? How can we be in a marriage slump? We've only kissed once. We've never done any of the other things. And I don't think we've even held hands, right? Like, we've walked arm in arm, which is sort of like her... You know what it is, right? She puts her arm between mine, and it's just for security, right? That's mainly when we did it. Like, for example, a couple of occasions when we were walking through the forest, and the ground is like slippery or whatever, she should like, alright, hold on to me, and we just help her out that way. But like, we never even consummated our marriage, so it technically doesn't even count then, right? Not that we're actually, I'm even going with the assumption that we're married now, which isn't even true, Hikari, god damn it. Hikari continued grinding her fist into Corona's arm as she said this. A slump after only a few days together? Excitement? I guess not. I don't know. I can imagine that, like, let's say you hold hands with just a friend, right? Just for like reasons as I mentioned before, for like, oh shit, she's like we're walking on unstable ground. We know Sai is a clumsy girl. Hold on to me, girl. Let's hold hands to make sure you don't fall. And then you become boyfriend-girlfriend later, and then you start holding hands. Like, it's the exact same physical thing, right? You're holding hands. But the meaning behind holding hands is now different. So therefore, it can feel different too, right? So I don't necessarily agree with that. I feel like if we were to hold hands now with her, it would be different. I'd lost count of how many times I've held her hand to help her up after she tripped. It had been thrilling at first, but I almost couldn't keep up with how often I helped her now. You're making it sound like we're in a rough period after like how many years together. Come on, guys. What are you thinking of, Honoka? Not that kind of thrill, okay? And where am I going to find a haunted house? We could go to an amusement park, but that would take over an hour on the train. It sounded like a fun date, but I didn't think we'd have time for something like that until Project Starlight was finished. Suspension bridge? What? You mean the one that's closed because it's old and falling apart? That would certainly be a thrilling experience, yeah, to almost die, but I didn't feel like risking my life. I'm not sure that's the kind of excitement we need anyway. The thrill that comes from the risk of bodily harm wasn't exactly the same. Shy, huh? I thought about it for a minute, then mentioned the only thing that came to mind. What is it? Well, when I'm like, you know, rolling her butt, that's the most exciting part. You girls don't understand, okay? Honoka's like, oh my god, that's so lewd! Honoka had turned bright red just from listening to the story, and was now covering her ears and looking away. Wow, I had no idea she always seemed like such a composed girl, right? At least always when she was around Orihime and before as well. But when it comes to relationship stuff, oh my god, she is the most innocent girl in the world. I always do that for her though. Sometimes? Yeah, I wouldn't say it's for most friendships. When I started getting the hair that was stuck to the back of her skirt, she turned red and said that she'd do it herself. What do you mean? There was hair on her butt. I'm just trying to be helpful. Corona backed away from me a little. What? What's so wrong with like cleaning her butt? Okay, that sounded weird. I didn't mean it that way. Was it really that strange? What? Linda roll her butt even more? Huh? You mean Saya's butt? I mean, sure, that works. Hikari nodded, looking satisfied with herself. Well, okay. The other three were looking at me like Hikari was crazy. I didn't know who to believe.
そうしたら自然と初々しいカップルみたいになれるはずだわ。
This is actually some pretty good advice from Cupid Hikari. I'm surprised. There was still something flawed about her reasoning, but it kinda made sense.
名付けてドキドキ作戦。
Operation Heartbeat? Doki Doki?
さやを照れさせるのよ、アキト。
Okay, well I can do that. Easy, easy. I just feel like, you know, there are certain things that we just shouldn't do. And there are definitely certain things that'll easily make her blush, but that might not be the best thing to do right now. Get her to blush. Alright, I can do that. I should be more excited about having my first girlfriend. Hikari's energy started to rub off on me, motivating me to try harder. So, even though we were busy planning Project Starlight, I also decided to dedicate myself to the success of Operation Doki Doki.
あまりおかしなことをすると逆に嫌われてしまう。
Oh, come on, we've known each other for so long. I don't think over a little thing she would start hating me that fast. Honoka was a little worried, but her remark never reached me. Thanks for the meal.
はいよ、おそ松さん。
I'd gone out to grab dinner during my break. When I got back to the store, Saya was sitting at the counter. Saya.
アキト君。
Hi, Saya. She looked up from the notebook she had spread out in front of her. Studying for your test again? Isn't that still a ways away?
けどしばらく天文部の方で忙しいし、できる時にやっておこうと思って。
Such a diligent girl, huh?
ここでならコタちゃんも見てられるし、それにアキト君とも一緒にいられるもんね。
I mean, I was gonna say, you made it sound like Kotaro was the most important thing here, and now I'm like a side thing. She smiled at me, then got back to her studies. Alright. I just watched her study for a bit. Come on, don't forget about Operation Doki Doki, dude. We gotta make her blush. We'd only just finished our conversation, but she was already fully absorbed in her studies. She certainly was fast at switching gears. Every so often, a length of her long hair would fall down, and she'd reach up to tuck it behind her ear. It was a very feminine thing to do. She had a serious look on her face as she focused on her studies, but it made it all the cuter. I'm the one whose heartbeat is getting faster. It was the first time I'd looked at Saya with these feelings. Or rather, I should say that the subconscious switch I'd used to keep myself from feeling this way had finally been turned off. I noticed a cup of pudding sitting next to her notebook. It was open and partially eaten. It seemed like she had a system where she would take one bite after a certain amount of studying. Even that was cute. It was just like her. Oh, that's smart. It's sort of like a reward system, right? Okay. After 2 pages, I'll take 1 bite. That way it sort of forces her, like if you're hungry. Okay, let me just quickly read through these 2 pages. I took a seat next to her. Saya noticed me sit down, but then got right back to her studies. That meant she didn't feel strange at all, having me sit this close to her. It was a strange way to put it, but it was like she had noticed that the air around her had become slightly more appealing. Saya must have gotten to one of her stopping points, because she set down her pencil. Before she could do it, I reached out and grabbed the pudding. Are we gonna do it? This is part of Project Doki Doki. Here, allow me. Are we gonna feed her?
ありがとう。
Say, ah. Wow, she's not even blushing? Really? Saya opened her mouth with just enough for me to fit a spoonful of pudding. What?
おいしい。
Well,
どうしたの、アキト君。
I thought she'd be like embarrassed about it. And she's like, oh, what? No, you don't need to do that, Akito. Oh, please. Like something like that at first. And then we just push a little bit like, oh no, I'm your boyfriend. Let me do it now. That's what boyfriend and girlfriends do, right? And then eventually she'd say like, okay. It's nothing, but look at that, just normal. My answer didn't seem to satisfy her, and she tilted her head questioningly. She wasn't blushing in the least. God damn it, I'm failing Project Doki Doki. Does me feeding you like this really feel no different than you eating by yourself?
違い？
Does it now? Saya opened her mouth again, waiting for another bite. Aw, she looks cute. Although she looks like she's blushing there, though. When did she become this cute? She always was. The fact that I couldn't get her to blush was a bit unsatisfying, but knowing she was this comfortable around me wasn't bad either. I felt like a mother bird feeding one of her chicks as I placed another spoonful of pudding into Saya's mouth. Even sweeter? You're so cute, you know that? Oh, that better made her blush. Calling a girl cute, that got her to blush a little. There we go, it's working. I known Saya was cute since we met, but I was just now realizing how cute her behavior was too. One more bite. Just as Saya went to take a bite, I pulled the spoon away. Haha, got him. You fell for it. Gotcha. She started play hitting me. Messing around like this was fun. It tickled a bit too. I was just joking around. Here, no tricks this time. This is the best time to do it again. We might like destroy all of the trust she has in us, but it might be worth it because it would be extremely funny. I let her take a bite this time. Ah, you pussy! Saya looked content. No, this is definitely a good move. This is the correct move, okay? I know. There is a part of me that would be tempted to do it again after promising, oh, I swear I'll give it to you this time. Part of me is tempted, but I feel like you get more in trouble if you pull it away again than like the amusement you get out of it, at least in the long run. A blissful smile spread across her face. She was an angel. I was sitting next to an angel. You're gonna feed me now? I nodded my head in silence. The mixture of blissful emotions mixed with a pudding sweetness was overwhelming. Saya looked delighted as she turned shyly back to her studies. The expression on her face told me that the sweet break had replenished her energy reserves. She was ready for another round of studying. I wanted to stay and watch her study a bit longer, but a customer came in, so I had to make my way back to the register. Saya continued studying while I worked the register. After about an hour, she closed her notebook and gathered up her textbooks from the table. Are you going home? Really? What? I'll walk with you. I mean, I can walk Kotaro at the same time, maybe? It was still a bit early for Kotaro's walk as well. Damn it. It's fine. Miss Miharu!
Nani?
Come on. I'm going to walk Saya home. Can you watch the store for a bit? Thank you, I owe you one. Miss Miharu stepped into her slippers and came out from the back. She always did have a soft spot when it came to Saya. I won't be long. Come on, let's go. Damn. She put on her jacket real quick. Woof. No idea. What? Just because we interrupted her from... I don't even know what she was doing. She was just kneading out in the back. We walked side by side down the dark street. Without Kotaro with us, it was quieter than usual. Why are we... Oh, never mind. For a second I thought like, wait, doesn't she go with the bus from the station? But that's when she goes to school. So I guess she kind of lives somewhere near here and we just walk her home, yeah. Saya seemed to be in a good mood. You sure study hard. I guess you have to at a school as academic as Seizen Girls' Academy. Even at a school as tough as Seizen, Saya's grades were great. She never told me, so I wasn't sure, but I heard her test scores were in the top 30, damn. In the country? I only do it because I have to. There were times that I wanted to skip an early shift, but overall, the store manager was nice to me, and the work wasn't really that bad. Between Saya and Takeichi dropping by to hang out, as well as my regular customers, Kotaro and Miss Miharu, I was never bored. Have you ever thought of getting a part-time job?
うちはアルバイト禁止だから。
Oh, really?
それにおばあちゃんに怒られると思う。学生の本分は勉強だろうって。
Well, yeah, but not everyone is as fortunate to be able to like, you know, to put all their free time into studying. But, okay, that's interesting. Her school doesn't even allow students to work. I wouldn't want your grandma to get mad at me. She scares me. Huh? Whoa! Saya suddenly stumbled over a small rock and lost her balance. Really? Is she this clumsy? Like it's a tiny rock? I grabbed her arm to keep her from falling.
ありがとう。
She's not blushing though. Saya was always falling over, so I was constantly keeping an eye on her for any signs of trouble without even thinking about it. Like our third, what's it called? Instinct? No. I was always ready to react and lend her a hand. Now, I saw this as my chance. You sure do fall a lot.
ごめんなさい。
I don't want you tripping again. How about I hold your hand? Oh, smooth Akito. God damn, Saya is so nonchalant about everything they were like suggesting. Can we feed you? Oh, sure. Can I hold your hand? Oh, sure. Has it like not changed in her mind at all? The fact that we're now dating? I feel like it's something that's how she feels as well, right? To her, it doesn't feel like much has changed either, but I don't know why. For a moment, she looked like she refused, but then she nodded her head. Up until now, the only times we'd held hand had been in places like forest or other spots where the footing had been dangerous. Even then, it was usually just Saya holding my arm or grabbing onto my sleeve. I ignored the unnaturalness of the moment and took her hand in mine. Her hand was small enough that it fit easily within mine. Your hands are so small. It was the only thing my brain could think to say as it screamed out, "We're holding hands!"
アキト君の手が大きいんだよ。男の子ってすごいね。昔は同じくらいだったのに。すごく頼もしいな。
Don't worry, these big hands will protect you. Saya's small hand squeezed mine a bit tighter. I began to redden a bit at her comment. Wait, I was supposed to get her to blush. What? She's actually succeeding at Project Doki Doki more than I am, and she's not even trying. Rather than blushing though, Saya looked completely relaxed. She even started swinging her hands back and forth like a little kid might. Why does this not make her blush at all? Did she like... The only reason I could think of it is that like... just like all the other people who just sort of assumed that we were already in a relationship, maybe Saya similarly looked at it that way as well. That we were already in a relationship, right? That's why she's not blushing at these kinds of things? I don't know, this is a little bit strange, I feel. I feel like no matter what, you gotta be at least a little bit flustered, right? Like the first moments, every sort of first thing with your new boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever, right? Those are always just a little, you get a little flustered, or at least exciting, right? To make you feel things inside, and you get a little bit like, oh, like butterfly feelings in your stomach or whatever. Like sure, over time, with your like 7th girlfriend, if you even get that many during your lifetime, right? But like sure, I can understand it becomes less and less the more boyfriends, girlfriends you get over the course of your life, but still, I feel like that feeling will, to some extent, always remain there. But she's just like, nah, my first boyfriend, oh, nah, holding hands, that's no big deal. I don't blush over that shit. Do I make you feel that comfortable?
何？
Nothing. Operation Heartbeat had failed again. What could I possibly do to get her heart racing? If that's the case, I decided to throw my cards, or all of my cards, on the table the next morning. We gotta kiss her. It was the next day. I feel like that's the only logical plan that we can do, right? To make her heart. But she even kissed us first, and that made her blush at that moment. But I don't know, if we initiate a kiss now that we're boyfriend-girlfriend, it might also be a little different, right? She kissed us back when, well, she kind of kissed us as a test and in the hope of like, oh, maybe I still like him or whatever, right? It was something along those lines. Maybe if we kiss her now, it'll be different somewhat? Calm down, Kotaro, damn. He gets so excited. Oh! Kotaro, are we doing it again? Alright, time to bring out the lint roller. That's the sound. Did you hear that? That's the sound of me getting ready to roll some butt. Well, at least you're consistent. Saya entered the store, coveting Kotaro's fur again this morning. I grabbed the lint roller I kept aside, just for Saya again. Okay, raise your arms. As I started cleaning all the hair off of her shirt like normal, I was getting excited about my secret pal here. We're gonna go all in that ass. It was time. Here we go. Last night, when Saya had been at the store, I got to feed her some pudding, but it wasn't enough to get her to blush. Even holding her hand on the way home hadn't been enough to get the response I wanted. It should have felt like something special, but to Saya and me, who had known each other for so long, it had felt too natural. I needed to find a way to get her heart racing. I really wanted to. I'd been hoping this opportunity would present itself since I got the idea last night. I waited for the right time to make my move. You have some on the back of your skirt. I feel like, maybe like the early things in a relationship, right? Like holding hands, maybe kissing to some extent. Like, maybe those things don't make her blush anymore, but when it comes to like actual, you know, like physical contact, which can result in sort of like more of a sexual nature, I suppose, right? That's when she starts to blush, I suppose. Cause, you know, when we try to get in that butt, she's all red in the face right now. Don't worry about it. I'll get it for you. Yeah, that's her weakness, the butt. Don't worry, let me... As I moved the lint roller up along the curve of Saya's butt, her back stiffened and she went suddenly rigid. Don't worry, I got this, I got this. Hold still. Oh, we might make her butt flat though. Don't roll too hard, dude. Roll, roll. When I glanced up, Saya's face was bright red and she looked like she didn't know what to do. It was definitely working. We're succeeding. Project Doki Doki. She hadn't even missed a beat when I was feeding her pudding. But this time, she was finally blushing. Nice! Yes! Keep rolling, dude. I had to make the best of this opportunity while it lasted, so I spent extra time to make sure I got every single last hair. Oh no, there's some more over here. I still see some hair. Roll, roll. Oh shit, oh no, suddenly one hair got under the skirt. What do we do now? There, that should do it. I decided that was enough and pulled the lint roller away. That was when things went wrong. Oh, flip out! Ah! Uh-oh. Oops. It seems like we caught the hem of her skirt a bit and rolled it upwards. Saya noticed that something was wrong and looked down. Uh-oh. Do you feel the cool breeze going up in there? The tape on the lint roller had gotten stuck to the fabric on her skirt, so when I lifted the roller away, the back of her skirt came up with it. Saya's stocking-clad butt was now clearly visible. Oh yeah, baby. The soft morning light filtering in through the window went straight through Saya's stockings, and when her white underwear shone through in all their glory. Praise the white pantsu of Saya. Uh-oh. Are you guys ready? Prepare for the screech. There it is! There it is! I knew it was coming! Ah! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I fumbled to get the lint roller off of her skirt, but only succeeded in making it worse. Her skirt ended up even higher than before. I'm sorry. Oh shit, what? That's not what I was trying to do. The goddamn tape won't come off your skirt. After another few moments of struggling with the stubborn lint roller, I managed to successfully unstick it. It was already too late though. The plan went a little awry. And that right there is the sound that our butt-rolling days are over. Tap, tap, tap. Saya picked up her bag and ran out of the store faster than I'd ever seen her move before. Saya, wait! I just stood there with a dumbfounded look on my face, lint roller still in hand. The store manager must have finished her breakfast, because she chose that moment to appear through the back door. She just left. Saya decided to catch an earlier bus than usual. Sure. She must have been worried when she saw the look on my face. My brain wasn't capable of forming a response in that moment. However, I think I screwed up. It's just unfortunate, right? That was not part of our plan. So it's just an unfortunate accident. Although, to some extent, I do feel rather fortunate and lucky. True. Yeah, but she's been ignoring all my texts since this morning. They aren't even marked as read. And she's just too embarrassed, that's it. Our Six Stars Club meeting had finished, and we were on our way home. Saya hadn't shown up today either, so we hadn't seen each other since the incident that morning.
Yo, omaera.
Hey, Take, my boy! Dude! Tell me all about it. How did he manage to pull it off with Narue, dude? I'm actually kind of impressed. Takeichi was at the bus stop with a bunch of other members from the basketball team. You on your way home already?
明日練習試合だから。今日は早めに上がりだ。
真面目にやってんだね。
今年は県大会目指してっからな。
Of course, all the way to the nationals. Our school's basketball team was one of the better ones in the district.
そんなことで落ち込んでたのか。
Takeichi had asked why I looked so down and was surprised by my answer. After meeting at the bus station, the three of us ended up heading home together. This is serious.
二人なんかの口車に乗せられっから。
I mean, dude, to some extent. Okay, it wasn't due to Hikari's advice, but she kinda did help you get Narue a little bit, a tiny bit. She created the situation which started for you and Narue to sort of, be together.
なんかとは何よ。
別に落ち込むほどのことじゃないだろう。お前らのことだし。
True. Yeah, it'll work out after all.
私もそう思う。すぐケロッと仲直りできるって。
Nobody was taking this seriously enough. I guess they weren't there, so they didn't know.
しかし、なんだな。やっとって感じだよな。
What do you mean? What finally happened?
お前と天の川だよ。俺、周りに行ってないだけで、実はもうとっくに付き合ってんだと思ってたぜ。
Yeah, I guess.
外野の俺らからしても、これで一安心って感じだよ。
You were worried before? Takeichi looked like a huge weight had been lifted off his shoulders. Had he really been that worried about us? What about you then? How are things going with Narue? Oh, tell me all the dirty deets, baby.
言ってるよね。主に私のおかげで。
You're taking all the credit for this, Hikari.
断じてお前のおかげなんて1ミリたりともねえし。
What's wrong?
喧嘩できるお前らが羨ましいよ。俺なんてまだその域に達してねえからさ。
Really? I see.
明日の練習試合見に来てほしかったな。
She's not coming to watch? He sounded miserable. She's busy studying for her entrance exams, isn't she?
くそ、同い年に生まれたかったぜ。
私さ、タケってサヤのことが好きなのかと思ってた。
は？なんだよそれ。
I mean, there is a big difference between Takeichi's relationship and mine and Saya. I mean, that's just always, right? If you start to date an older friend, you already have a level of well, comfort slash basis that you have with your relationship, right? And that comes from you being friends before. But if like Takeichi and Narue, who the moment you sort of meet each other, start to like each other and then slowly get into a relationship, you don't have that similar basis of knowing that much about the person, being comfortable around that person, and all. So the progress that they make will definitely be slower than how I and Saya will be progressing, even though we didn't do shit for the first while, you know. But that's also because we kind of didn't try.
だってタケ、サヤが転校してきた日、サヤのこと泣かせたアキトにめっちゃ怒ってたじゃん。
True, you white knighted her pretty hard, dude.
返して欲しかったら明日転校生に謝れ。お前が泣かしたんだからな。
Look at the little, I don't know, he just reminds me of like a little monkey. Right? Little Take reminds me of like a little monkey. I don't know why. Look at him now. Now he looks like a cool dude, right? He definitely looks like, alright, he looks like a cool dude, but like little Take? Damn, little monkey boy. That's right, you didn't get mad at me. That was around the time that Hikari gave you that rolling Sobat kit and sent you flying. That kick was memorable. Takeichi's face went a little pale. I may have struck a sore spot there.
転校してきた初っ端はよ、なんての、まるで大女優様って雰囲気で田舎者の俺らを見下してる感じで。
That's the impression you got because of the sunglasses, I'm sure.
なんてところに来てしまったのかしら。こんな田舎、美しいこの私にはふさわしくないわ。
Oh, come on. Could you ever imagine Saya thinking this way? Hell no.
すっげえ性格きつそうだったじゃん。
He's into those types of girls, right? He's into like the sort of cocky girls or like confident girls. He's not into shy types like that at all. That's why he likes Naroi too, of course. Saya never said that. That's just what he assumed because of how she looked, I suppose. And the little background information they had about her. Saya was just making things up. Or Taka was just making things up. Saya had always been timid. I'm sure she had been worried what others would think of her different colored eyes. So she had worn sunglasses.
そうそう、サングラスかけてたんだよ。びっくりしたよね、最初見たとき。すごい子が都会からやってきたって村でも話題だった。
Yeah, I mean that's the impression that it gives off, right? But later we found out it's because of her eyes.
けど、すぐそうじゃないって分かっちまった。あいつ、
Holy
すげえ
shit.
性格いいじゃん。
Ever since then, you've had a thing for girls with bad attitudes. The more I said that, the more I felt like I was being rude to Narue, but that's what Takeichi seemed to like, so who was I to judge? I had noticed she was a different person to deal with whenever she was around the Six Stars Club, but I didn't think she was a bad person. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, she's just not, like, you know, with girls, she sometimes say like, oh, you have the cute type, you have the sweet type, blah, blah, blah. That's not really what Narue is. But she's not bad or anything like that. She's not evil.
懐かしいな。あの頃、いろいろあったよね。
She just seems like a confident girl that just knows exactly what she wants and she doesn't really filter her words, right?
つうか、タケとアキとすんごい仲悪かったのに、いつの間にか親友みたいになっちゃってるし。
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we're good friends now. He's my buddy boy. I was usually busy at the store, so I didn't hang out with friends too often, but Takeichi was probably my closest guy friend.
私がいなかった間にも、みんないろいろあったんだね。
Hikari sounded sad as she stared off into the sunset. You don't have to feel sad about it. You're back now, and there's still a lot of adventures to come.
ああ、っていうか、なんかやってんだろ？天文部、最近賑やかみたいじゃんか。
Project Starlight!
そうだよ。でっかい計画が進行中。こうご期待って感じだね。
It's a secret though.
お前にでっかい計画とか言われて不安しかねえぞ。
時が来たら表だって動き出すから。そしたらタケも協力してよね。
Takeichi did not look happy about what he was hearing.
しゃあねえな。
Takeichi didn't sound very pleased.
じゃ、俺こっちだから。
Alright.
練習試合頑張ってね。
おう。
Akichi raised a hand in goodbye and headed off in a different direction than us. Hikari and I continued on to the station together after he was gone. I headed over to the side of the store to lock up my bike, then noticed that Hikari looked like she wanted to say something.
さやだけどさ、もし本当に仲直りできそうになかったら言ってね。
Okay.
いや、さやのことだから絶対怒ってなんてないと思うんだけどさ。
I'll let you know tomorrow. I wasn't looking forward to it. I didn't think Saya would show up at the store at night, but I had an excuse to go see her the next day. I have something I need to give her. Honoka had given me a DVD earlier that day. Toyota and the others at Nishi High had gone through all of their astronomy photos and burned the best ones onto a disc for me. They had asked me to give it to Saya since she was the one working on the website.
頑張ってね、アキト。応援してるから。
Why did they burn it on a DVD? Can't you just put it on like a USB or like a hard drive? Hikari took my hand and squeezed it. It didn't really matter, but I didn't even get flustered when Hikari took my hand either. I guess that's just what it meant to be childhood friends. Thanks. I'll see you later then.
またね。バイバイ。
Bye bye. Hikari waved as she took off towards the station. I gave Kotaro a quick pat on the head as he dozed off in front of the shop, then headed up to my room to get ready for my shifts. Is she gonna stop by? Oh, it's her at home. I set my pencil down with a sigh. I decided not to go to the stop and buy today. I was studying in my room. I wasn't making much progress. I'd already eaten all of my reward chocolate as well. Ah, she did it as a reward! Ah, that's cool. It's a decent way to study. Ah? Do you feel it? Do you feel me still rolling your butt, Saya? Remembering that morning again, I set my head down on my desk and covered it with my hands. I mean, to be fair, I saw it when you were little too. I saw the bunny underwear. Not only that, but he'd been rubbing my butt with that lint roller too. I knew that Akito hadn't meant to be mean, but I still got so embarrassed that when I thought about it, that I wanted to crawl into a hole and hide.
なんで急にあんなことしたんだろう。
It felt like he had been rubbing my butt with a lint roller like that on purpose. Well, 'cause I was. I wonder.
違うよ。アキト君はそんな。
What, you think I'm not a pervert? That I don't have desires? I cupped my steamy hot face in my hands and shook it. Though, it was true that Akito and I had a different relationship now than we'd had before. It wasn't unthinkable that he would want to touch my butt now. He must be thinking at least a little about those kinds of things. A little? A little only? I gave my butt a rub to see what the appeal was. I mean, come on! You can't compare that, right? I'm sorry, but ooh, a girl or a guy likes touching my butt? I wonder what that's all like. Let me start touching my own butt. Like, obviously it won't feel the same way if you touch your own butt as to when someone else is touching your butt. I mean, maybe you're just not a butt girl, Saya. Could be that too. It felt pleasantly smooth, but that was all. It had felt like a shock had run through my body when Akito touched me there, though. Oh nope, it's evolving, it's changing. Is she scared of losing that or something? That because we're in a relationship now and, I mean, things do change then. But she's scared of losing that childhood friendship? I should have been happy. This was exactly what I wanted. Now that it had happened though, I was scared. I was worried that I was doing something wrong again. I guess when they were childhood friends, it's just you've reached a certain level of comfort, right? There's no scariness. It's like we've been friends for so long. There was no worry between us. Saya was always there for me. I was always there for her. You know, vice versa. And there was never a worry of losing each other or anything like that. But if things suddenly turn into a serious relationship, new things start to come, right? And like as friendship, that doesn't really happen. You have this constant level of comfort where most of the time nothing really changes. And it's good to have that friendship, right? But in relationship, it's different. You're working towards a greater goal, and all the steps that involve working towards that goal, that can be scary, and things can go wrong along the way that could make you lose that person, right? I mean, I feel like maybe that's what Saya is afraid of, but it's natural to be scared when like being in a relationship, of course. I mean, change in general is scared, right? But that doesn't mean you shouldn't change things or shouldn't want change, because change is good most of the times. My cell phone went off.
光からだ。
明日アキトが家に行くと思うから。
God damn it, you're telling her now. Now she's gonna be gone tomorrow.
嘘。
I had a few messages from him, but I hadn't read any of them yet.
アキトも悪気があったわけじゃないんだよ。だから怒らないでやって。もしどうしても怒りたいなら、いやんバカって一発ビンタでもしてそれでチャラにしてあげて。
Or if you really want to be even, if you really want to be even, Saya, you can lindroll my butt, okay? I'll gladly let you do it.
しないよそんなこと。何やんばかって。
What did this have to do with Hikari anyway? It was my butt that Akito touched. I didn't think Hikari had to go to the trouble of telling me this. Well, it's because you're not letting me... You know, I'm trying to reach out to you, but you're not letting me reach you.
まったく光ったら。
As I let out another sigh, my mother's voice came echoing up from downstairs.
ご飯よ。
Gohan!
Hi.
I wasn't very hungry after eating so much chocolate, but I started putting away my books anyway. Damn, look at those posters, Hayabusa. I decided to leave my phone on the desk, but I had a thought as I went to go downstairs. Her room is pretty cute.
明日何しに来るんだろう。
I'm coming to your house with the lint roller again. I'm kidding. As I went downstairs for dinner, I began to wonder what Akito might like for a snack while he was here. Ah, she's actually looking forward to me coming over. Okay.